Fall weather has cloaked the farm, and I am ready for the coziness that baking brings. I love to start making all different kinds of confections during the cooler days, and pumpkin is the perfect way to start it off. This pumpkin bread recipe is essential for any fall get-together, and it is one that I love. I made this all the time growing up. It has a great streusel topping with some nuts, and this is something that I think you are all going to enjoy. We're going to start by sifting all of our dry ingredients together. To do this, I just use a large colander or sieve and place it inside of a bowl. Inside, I'm going to put my flour, baking soda, salt, my flavorings of cinnamon, nutmeg. I of course use freshly grated nutmeg. If you don't have it, don't worry, you can use the pre-grated. It's just a little bit better when you can freshly grate it. And sugar. Just let these all fall through the colander, and this just is a great way to sift them all together and shake out any lumps. As you can see, my sugar has just a few in it. Next, we can put in our wet ingredients. It's vegetable or salad oil. Any light or neutral flavored oil will work just fine. Lightly beaten eggs, water, and finally we're going to add our canned pumpkin. I always use canned. It really is just as good as trying to make your own, which is so much work. Of course, if you go to the work, I'm sure it is worth it, but if not, just use canned. It is delicious. Mix this all together until it's completely incorporated. I use 2 medium-sized pans and 2 miniature pans for this. You can also do it in 2 large loaf pans, but I think with a bread like this, since it's quite a bit heavier and denser and quite a bit sweeter than a normal bread, it's nice to have it in small loaves and almost to enjoy as a dessert or a light treat. To prepare the pans, I always make sure to spray them with a good baking spray. I do think the pan for baking really does work great. It has a little bit of flour in it and it really helps everything release so well. Pour your batter in. It will come about 3/4 of the way up on each pan. Next, we're going to make our streusel topping. A streusel topping is really perfect for fall. It has those great flavors and it just adds a little bit extra warmth, I think, to any dessert. Place your flour and sugar inside of a bowl and break it up with your hands. Add your cinnamon and mix that all together. Next, add your butter that's kind of cut up in small pieces. It's just easier to manage that way. Using a pastry cutter, just evenly incorporate your butter until you get a coarse crumb. To finish this off, I'm adding some fresh pepitas or pumpkin seeds and some chopped walnuts. You can leave the nuts out if that's not something you like, or you can use just a pecan if that's what you have on hand. But I think it's really fun to use the pepitas as that's exactly what comes out of a pumpkin. And I just love nuts in the fall. They are so delicious and they lightly toast on top of this as it bakes, so it brings out the real natural flavors. Divide this evenly among your pans. It will about evenly coat the top of each loaf. Place the loaves into a preheated 350-degree oven. As I said, this is quite a heavy and dense recipe, and so it takes quite a while to bake. You'll know this is done when a wooden skewer or cake tester inserted in the middle comes out clean. You want to make sure to give this enough time to get done. It's a very wet batter, and so it can take longer than you think. Just make sure your cake duster is clean with just a couple crumbs, if any. Once it's done, place it on a rack and let it cool in the pan for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it will slightly pull away from the sides of the loaf pan. Then if you need to, you can run a spatula or knife around the edges just to release it. Next, take it out of the pans and just let it cool off completely. This is served any way you like it. It's wonderful on its own, but it's extra good with this creamy pumpkin butter spread that I made. If you haven't watched it, check it out because it's perfect for any fall baked item that you want to use it on. This pumpkin bread is bound to be one of your favorite fall recipes, and I think it's going to be in your repertoire all season long. Enjoy! Thanks for watching this video. To see more videos that you might enjoy, click over here, or click down here and subscribe to our channel to see all the great new videos we come out with each week. Can't wait to see you again.